Things that I saw millionaires do or don't do. The first thing I've noticed is different. Many people would say that, yeah, they're rich and all that. They just don't like us, people who don't have the same status or money, which I found out is not actually true. It's just hard to keep up with people who don't understand what you're talking about. So when I started to get into business, and some of my friends they didn't, it wasn't interesting anymore for me to just party. When for some of my friends it was, and it's not necessarily that I stopped liking them or I all of a sudden didn't want to have them as my friends. It just started to be pointless to, go party for me or spend hours talking about heartbreaking story of my friend. Even though I would try to, always help my friends and be there for support as much as I could, but it just wasn't as much of a priority. I couldn't afford to lose that much time anymore. Same for these people. They need to keep their priorities straight so they can't afford just to spend pointless hours for someone they can't relate to. As mean as it might sound, if you associate with people that you can't learn from or that you can't get some benefit of, there's not too much actually to it. I don't want to make it sound so mean, but if you are friends with someone who always expect you to pay for them, to drive them to places, and they never do nothing for you, eventually at one point, this friendship will end up. So that's kind of the case for those people many times. They see it very clearly when they are used. They don't need that. It's easier to keep up with people who are on the same level. They don't need to have this type of drama with those people. They don't even need to mention many things they need to talk through with, those other people from the past, let's say. It's not really like they don't want to associate with those people just because of the money. No, it's not true. It just, for many of those, they have multiple businesses, multiple income streams, families, especially if you have family, you have kids. It's not easy to find time. It's not easy to find time, even if you don't have multiple businesses running for all the friends and family. But if you do, on top of everything, it's just getting really hard to be friends with anybody, to be honest. Your priorities change when you grow up in life, when you start to be successful. And notice for those people, it's never really a question about, paying for their friends if needed, or invite somebody to some place or to some fun activities that they can't really afford. It's not really a question about the money usually. And just for them, it's more a question if they can spend some quality time with you, if there's anything to talk with you that might be interesting to them too, because your friends are into business, you're into business, and you guys like to build each other up. If you encourage each other, that's one thing. But what if you just go to party every night and your friend is doing business and you want to talk about all those parties, how fun it was, but your friends, they will never get it because they will want to talk about business and how to, how their business is going, what's new with it. It just, both people, it's not gonna be that fun anymore. That's absolutely alright. Also, I've noticed that for them, it's if they see there's some value in something, some service, some business, something, they are ready to pay money. Just they don't think actually in the money terms that much. They think about more like quality, about efficiency, those type of things. And when you're not at that level, you're not really thinking that way. You're just thinking how to save, right? How to, kind of cut the way or something in between the lines. Yeah, those people, they would present you expensive presents and they wouldn't even think about it too much. And it's not like They expect you to pay them back and present them present with the same amount of money. It doesn't even matter that much. I don't know why people think it does, because some people will get intimidated when they are invited to some fancy dinner or party and they just end up not going. Honestly, I even had it personally me, and I'm not considering myself like rich or anything, but when we had our wedding and it was in a nice fancy place, we had some people not showing up simply because they were thinking that they can't afford it, that they have to bring some money. Couldn't even comprehend it in their mind, so they end up not showing up. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is simply because it's not always about you being able to repay these people if you're their friend. It's more about, sometimes just showing up, simply showing up, being there for them if you still want to be their friend. So I've noticed it myself when I start to grow up a little bit with my business, with everything in life, and some of my friends they didn't. When we had to decide to which place to go together, somehow we ended up in an expensive place, and one of the friends would just suddenly get very upset, be like acting very angry and mad just because can't afford it. Those people, they don't want to end up in this type of situation. The time is more valuable. They choose people precisely, but not even that they like sit and choose them. Those people, they just might not spend time with you simply because they don't have time to be involved in all that drama. It's not necessarily that those people wake up at 5 in the morning, but a lot of them do. And the reason for that is simply because, especially when you have few multiple businesses running and you have a family and kids, if you don't wake up early enough, nothing will get done because the list of things to be done is like endless. You have to pay attention to this business, you have to pay attention to this business, to the kids and family, especially if you're a woman. That's so much pressure on us women because we also have to sometimes to like cook or host parties or don't have a babysitter, just so many things. So if you don't wake up at 5 in the morning, you might be just losing your precious time and opportunity. Some are in one life situation, some are in different, but we all have 24 hours. Some people have to work harder to make it. There's so much more to this list. That's it for today. Have a good one.